Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel again. This is Cloud Institution, the best cloud training institution in Bangalore. So today in this video we're going to see that how to create and connect Azure Virtual Machine using public key. Okay, so far we have seen that how to create a virtual machine, and then we have connected using serial console, right? So today in this video we're going to see that how to connect the Azure Virtual Machine using the public key. Okay, so for that, before going into the video, so what are we going to see is that we're going to see what is SSH key based authentication. Okay, so what is SSH key based authentication? That's what we're going to use it today, right? So SSH key based authentication is also known as a public key authentication. It's a secure method of authenticating users identity when logging into the server using a pair of keys. Okay, so one key will be created, so that using that key we will be using it, that is a public key, and then the private key will be stored in the server. Okay, so which is in the virtual machine. Okay, let's go dive into the demo today. Excuse me. So now I'm in a virtual I'm in Microsoft Azure console. Okay, so I'm going to create a virtual machine. I'm going into the virtual machine. I'm going to click on create Azure virtual machines. We have seen it quite a few times before. Okay, so what are we going to do is that, so we don't have any resource groups, right? So let's create one resource group that's called cloud resource group. Okay, so now it is create cloud resource group is going to be creating, and then so let's create some kind of a VM, the cloud hyphen I'm key based. Okay, so key based VM. So that's what I'm going to create it. So now I'm going to create it in South India, and availability zones, I'm not going to select any availability zones. Okay, so I'm going to create on Ubuntu server now. So here, this is what something like which we'll be focusing on. Okay, so here there are two methods are there. One is SSH public key, another one is password based authentication. Okay, so now if you can click on as password based, it will ask you for username and password. Okay, so now we are going to choose SSH public key based authentication. Okay, so this authentication method will be, authentication type will be that SSH key based authentication. Okay, so now the key pair name will be like cloud key hyphen key hyphen cloud hyphen institution. Okay, so this is what something which I'm giving. Okay, I'm just going to copy this key, so it will be downloaded into our server. So I'm not going to give anything else other than these configurations. I'm going to create a, so this will be having the 30 GB of default volumes. Networking, I'm not going to create anything, so it will create a default subnet and vnet and all these things by default. So now I'm going to create management and then click on create. Okay, so whenever you click on create, it will give you a summary of what other things is going to be creating. And as you know that the 22 port is already been open for us in the NSGs, which is network security groups. So now click on create. Okay, so it's telling that download the key pair and create resource. Okay, so we are going to download it. So this key pair will be downloaded and be saved in our system. Okay, so the key name will be key hyphen cloud institution.pem. That is what something which has been created. So this has been stored in download folder for me. All right, so now let's go back. It is just still deploying in progress. Now let's go back to home and see if the resource group is created or not. Okay, let's go to resource groups, and we must be having one cloud resource group. Yes. Okay, so under which we have a lot of other cloud institution keys, SSH keys is created. So you can see here, this is the SSH keys, and all the other public IP and everything created, but virtual machine is not created yet. So now it took a few seconds to create. Okay, so now the cloud institution key based -VM. So this is what the this is what the virtual machine which we created with the, so this is the public IP, right? So using this public IP we are going to connect it. Okay, so as you can see, if you can click on connect, okay, so you must be seeing a lot of different options. Okay, using SSH Azure CLI and native SSH. So this is what the option which we are going to use it now. So in the next video we are going to see SSH using Azure CLI. All right, so let's click on select. So it'll tell you that, okay, so you have to see SSH-I, okay, so .ssh.pem key, wherever the pem key is stored, and then we have to use the username called Azure user, is the default username, so with the IP address. Okay, so we can copy the IP address. Okay, so the IP address is going to be like 13.71.71.143 is what the IP address. I've just copied it. So now I'm going back to the terminal. Okay, so now in this terminal, so what I'm going to do is that I'm going to give I'm going to download folder. Okay, so I'm going to downloads. Okay, now I'm going to increase the thing. Okay, now before I'm going to SSH into it, what I'm going to do is that I have to do chmod. Okay, chmod 400 to this public key, so the key hyphen cloud institution dot pm key. Okay, so I just made the chmod to 400. Okay, this is what something which we have to do it before SSHing into it. Okay, so now as you can see, SSH hyphen I, the same key hyphen cloud institution dot pem, and the username is going to be Azure user, and the IP address is going to be this one, right? So this is how you should be connecting your Azure VM with the terminal. So now if you click on S, it will ask you for a S option. Okay, now as you can see here, we have been successfully SSH into the Linux machine. Okay, so using the SSH private key. Okay, so now if from here you can go to root as well, and you can just see here, and you can just go to home, and you can just see it can be ls. So there is a default Azure user is being created for you. Okay, so this is how you will be creating the Azure VM, and then you'll be connecting that Azure VM using SSH. Okay, so hope this video was really helpful for you. Okay, you just got to know how to SSH to your virtual machine based on the SSH key-based authentication. Okay, so if you like this video, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Okay, if you like to take any courses, please reach out to us on this number for any inquiries. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. Please stay tuned for the videos.